Hello, good evening. Welcome to our news broadcast about Canada immigration. I'm your anchor Alfredo. Our top stories tonight are related to Canadian immigration. So please be comfortable because we're going to talk about some interesting things about Canada and immigration. First of all, we want to congratulate Canada and celebrate that we reached 40 million people in this country. This is a huge, big milestone, and actually, it's a pretty big thing because 40 million people is now sounds like a big number. However, Canada still needs more immigration. The economy needs more people to work and to develop this country. So Canada is still looking for more immigrants to come. So there are some mixed opinions on this. However, most of people in Canada like and want immigration. We need doctors, we need nurses, we need construction workers. We need a lot of people to fulfill some jobs that are not being occupied, and thus the economy is not growing as it should. So still, Canada has to do a little bit more of work welcoming immigrants to be present in the world economy. Also, Canada has a record-breaking year for processing immigration applications. This year has been huge for immigrant consultants, immigration officers that are having a lot of work. And we remember that there was a strike a couple of weeks ago that actually um, was hindering the process of many people and a lot of people that are really desperate to get things going with their immigration um, process. So that wasn't a good news, but now it's going back to normal. But there is a record-breaking immigration applications this year. So let's see how this year goes. However, we know that Canada still need a lot of people. This year, the target for the government is 500,000 people, newcomers, and new permanent residents, and some citizens that are going to be here living and becoming Canadians. So that's good news for a lot of people who want to come from abroad and from a lot of people that are already here. So next story is the Mr. Bagnell is going to make an announcement for the francophone minority communities across Canada. We know that this is an important issue for a lot of people because Canada has this issue with the two languages. So to be fair, I think they need more people. The francophone part of this nation needs a little bit more people to level up the things here. However, we know that a lot of most people that come to Canada have this knowledge of English. However, well, Canada has been doing well trying to level things in this sense. So in 2023, there will be a lot of immigrants. That's what we know. That's what the news are reporting, the government reporting. So we also are kind of uh, in a difficult spot. I'm talking about us, like as a students, because we some of us want to stay, some of us don't want to stay. However, sometimes things are not very clear for a lot of people. Uh, I'm talking about the rules and the law that it's not so clear for a lot of us. So that's where immigration consultants come into play, and I think there's also a lot of room for growth in this area. Now I want to talk to you about a second issue that's been bringing the attention of all of us. Now Canada has offered open free visas for a lot of countries. Uh, we know that some of Latin American countries already didn't need a visa to come. That's the case of Mexico and Colombia and some other countries. But now Canada is increasing this number of countries that don't need visa to come, and that's generally good news because more people can come, see the country, enjoy it, and maybe stay. Um, we know that a lot of people, after they get their permanent residence or citizenship, they go back home and they, let's say, flee the country. However, this is not the case for most people. Um, One of the main reasons is the cost of living. Living in Canada is not cheap. We all know that. Houses are really expensive. Cars are really expensive as well. So that's one point that the government should tackle so we can like enjoy a best quality of life. Another thing that I want to talk to you about is the need of this country for more qualified people in the job and I mean in the construction sector. Jobs in construction are well, there are a lot of open spaces for workers who want to come to Canada and help build Canada. However, it's been a little bit of a tough process for a lot of them. So now I think the government and the yeah prime minister and all the people that are making the laws should consider to help ease the product or the process or help reduce um, all the things that are needed to come, like let's say they ask you for money, they ask you for they don't ask you for money, they want you to prove that you have money and you're not going to be struggling here in Canada, so maybe they can reduce that a little bit. Also, you need to speak a lot of English. Sometimes people are they don't speak good English, so that's another barrier for coming. And yeah, money and language, I think, uh, are the top things that are obstacles in this race to come to Canada for a lot of people. So that's all for me. I'm gonna pass the cameras to my friend and colleague Judith, and I will speak to you in the next time. Thank you very much.